Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the new wheel that's popped up, which is called the victory token wheel, and as you can see there's victory signs in these tokens, and basically it looks like it's going to be a lucky token style wheel. There are a lot of nice characters in here, different premieres or former premieres that we haven't seen before in these sort of wheels. That Glenn that you just saw go past, for instance. It does look like the majority of the characters in here are good characters too. I don't think there are too many free-to-plays, or there's not too many characters that are like non-rarer. We'll go through the characters at the end of the video, but first up, the first thing I noticed was it's a 50-50 breakdown between 6-star and 5-star, which I think again is the best we've had on these sort of wheels. In the past, when we've had lucky tokens and the anniversary token wheel, it was 80% I believe as 5-star Ascendable and 20% at 6-star. So it isn't that much of a difference in terms of you're still getting a great character. If you pull this Jesus, you're still going to get a great character. But it's just nice to get them straight off the bat at a 6-star. A lot of resources that it takes to get them to maxed out 5-star. Not so much the the ascendants needed. Fodder is really easy to come by. You can get like 8 Benedicts a week without too much of a problem through tournaments. And if you just get lucky on some of your elite item pulls, you can get kind of lucky there. There's a lot of fodder that you're getting just based on, if you're doing ascends or if you're doing 5-star token pulls, you're getting a lot of fodder that way as well. The medals can be a problem for some people, especially if you're newer to the game or you have been ascending a lot. It's not so much of a problem for me personally, but I understand that can be a problem for some people. But the thing that's a problem for everybody is the gear to get them to maxed out 5-star, and also the 2 stars, the food, not so much the food, but mainly the 2 stars. Now they have readjusted how much resources it costs, mainly food, to get 5 stars to maxed out, but I think it's only for the first tier, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. And like I said, it's only food, so again, it's not that big a deal. Personally, I think there should be a reduction in the amount of 2 stars that's needed, maybe the gear as well. Currently, the only place you can buy these tokens are in the featured section of the store, and as you can see, it's here, victory tokens. You click the eye and you can see what's in the crate. There are 20 of these crates available. If you buy all 20, you're guaranteed to get a pull. The crates cost 550 coins each, so it'll be 11,000 coins, and you'll guarantee yourself a pull on that wheel. You'll also guarantee yourself some other bits and pieces, but not much. Looking at the breakdown of the odds, obviously 100% chance of set 1 being victory tokens. Set 2, it seems to be fairly even. I'll give them that as fairly even. So you could get some 5-star token recruits in there. If you're getting 20 pulls, you could get 6, 5 or 6 in there as 5-star recruits. So you could get a 5-star pull if you're close. Now the other one has limited time tokens, which is again these victory tokens, and you can get 100 with a pull, but the chances of getting 100 are really, really low. Even the 5-star recruit tokens are really low, which is kind of weird. The other things in here, like as you can see, 25% for pretty much all of them, except one has 24% to just make it 100% total. So you're most likely going to come out with 4-star weapon tokens, elite item tokens, raid energy, and world energy. But if you did the 20 pulls, you could get one of these limited token pulls on the 3rd set, and potentially get two pulls on their victory wheel. I'm personally not going to go for this. I don't have the coins in the first place, but I generally look at the minimums when it comes to these sort of things, and the minimum for me is obviously going to be like the elite tokens and cans maybe, and then again maybe the elite tokens again. The elite item tokens aren't great, so the guarantee only is this. So if you can get all 20 and that doesn't seem like a lot of coins for you, then you should maybe do that and you're guaranteed a pull on the wheel. Or you can just wait. I'm not sure how long it's got. It's got 20 hours. You could wait till near the end of the when this cools down. It's up to you. Now, the way we've seen these distributed in the past, and the name of it kind of gives me the inclination that it's going to be the same way, is lucky tokens, of course, and anniversary tokens being war rewards. This is actually quite a short wheel compared to what we've seen in the past as well, only being 18 hours long. Let me just go back into that. Only been 18 days long, whereas I think lucky tokens lasted for 30 days or so, and I think anniversary lasted for 60. So this is a very, very short wheel, but the last war we had, we didn't it was the first war we had in a while where we didn't have anything like lucky tokens or anniversary tokens, and it gave out Halloween tokens. I didn't mind that too much. I didn't get anything from my pulls, but I didn't mind that too much because that was like doing 5-star recruit pulls, but the potential of the character that you could get from that was actually pretty decent. Negan, Beta, and Davey, all three of those guys were premiers, whereas you don't have anyone really who's a premier within 5-star recruit tokens. You have former premiers that from a long time ago, but Davey was really recent, Beta as well, really recent, Negan as well, really recent, like, and they're all three of those are really, really nice characters. There, of course, were slightly worse characters in there as well. But we're going to go through the entire will, and I'm just going to check each character out. So we obviously have Jesus, who is the human shield. And he's a Telltale character, very good character. Doesn't come with, oh, he does come with a weapon. AP down, I always forget that. AP down, so if you obviously want to buff him out a bit, you're going to have to go absolute defense. Now this Glenn I like a lot because his Guardian 2 can pop off on his rush, which is really nice. One of the biggest downsides of Guardian characters is the fact that when they rush, they're not going to give Guardian shield. And they are a support character. This one's defined as a medic. I'd still say it's a support character, even though he's got a heal in there. And you want his Guardian 2 to pop off as much as possible. So when he does those 2 attacks, if one of them crits, which he can on this type of rush, he will give Guardian 2, which is great. The weapon already has absolute defense on it as well, which is awesome. Romanov we've seen loads of times. He is a nice character. I haven't got him myself personally. He has Berserker, can do a massive hit. And obviously, if you charge up that Berserker, it just scales massively. Now, we haven't seen Michonne in too many of these wills. Her rush siphoning slashes. I haven't actually seen too much of this character. Deal 300% and minus 20 AP to up to 2 enemies, up to 2 teammates gain 20 AP or 20% AP. Confuse is active, and the leader skill. All melee teammates get 40% attack and a huge bonus to AP when taking damage. So, not a great leader skill. The attack is okay, I guess. Melee characters don't really have too many great leads, to be honest. The rush, again, isn't too spectacular. AP down, it's like a weakened version of Beta. The active skill is nice, though, to be able to sort of mess around with shields. But a lot of shields do have Confuse Resist. Now, this is one of the characters that I love. If I manage to get some pulls on this, I love to get Violet. Obviously, Telltale character, so instantly I have an affinity towards Telltale characters, but her rush is deal 400% damage to a line of enemies, up to 3 teammates who gain 30% of their max HP for 2 turns and get 40% bonus HP. Really nice. But it's her active revive, which is just insane, and the fact that she has evasion as well means she's very hard to take down. She doesn't have a defaulted weapon, so you can equip her with whatever you want. And she has reasonably good defensive stats as well. Now, I know somebody who wants this next character, Mama Deadhead, I think would be very, very happy if she got Christmas Hat Shiva. I'll call her Xmas Hat Shiva. Not a great character in my opinion. I think there were a lot of people who are saying that she was going to be like game breaking when she was released. I think that a lot of people react badly to new characters being released a lot of the time, and she just isn't that powerful. She comes up on defense teams, and realistically, you'd think that she'd actually be very strong, but she isn't. She just doesn't seem to do that much of a problem. She's very easy to counter, very easy to deal with. You just basically leave her alone and then just rush her down. Is what I've done anyway. She's nowhere near as dangerous as the default like old school Shiva who has Confuse. Now this character I buffed out her weapon recently. I think she's kind of okay. I don't think she's maybe a great raid character unless you don't have any other damage dealers. If you don't have a Shiva or an Abraham, she could potentially do quite a lot of damage, to be fair. She doesn't give Pain Split. I thought she gave Pain Split. She doesn't. So that's good, in my opinion, compared to Abraham, who does. She can do a lot of damage. She's got a equipped weapon. I did keep that 3rd slot on her. I'm not sure how great that is going to be, but I buffed it up to 40% attack and a huge bonus on attack as well, just to mess around. We have got Connie in here as well, who's basically the free turn command. Basically, if her rush goes off, you're going to get a free turn. Everyone on their team gets confused. Not too many people have Confuse Resist except on the shields. And then we have Rosita, who's available in the missions. So I guess some people maybe be upset with this character. However, if you haven't picked your mission character yet and you're just waiting to see who you get, you're smart. Because if you get this character, obviously you're not going to pick this character. Richard is in the 5-star will. He has Waste Not. He is actually pretty good in terms of damage dealt, but because he's in the 5-star will, I guess that's like the worst character so far. Andrea, I like her on defense. She is annoying a little bit, but she can be quite easy to just counter. She slow rushes. You have to build her properly. Just the biggest downside of course is the fact that her rush is so slow. Jeremiah I got from the level up tournament, and that's awesome that he's in here. I like the debuff characters, honestly. I really do like debuffing characters. I think they're kind of underrated. Minus 70% defense for 2 turns. Now Dwighty boy is in here, and to be honest, I wouldn't mind a second Dwight. Dwight is so strong. He's probably the strongest free-to-play character to be given out through events. No legacy character is stronger than him. He's one of the best damage dealers in the game, and he was free-to-play. So if you didn't manage to get him in that tournament, or in that event, sorry, and you're either newer to the game or you just didn't manage at the time, good luck on getting him, because he is so good. He is so good. We also get Ezekiel with Execution. I kind of think this character is underrated. I think Execution in general is kind of underrated. I do give Eugene some crap, but I don't like Eugene as a character so much, like the rest of his kit. Whereas this character has like a two character stun, so it's just a lower version of Mirabelle. It's a bit faster, does more damage to those 2 characters, but the execution on top is quite nice. Next up we have Garrett, who I pulled in a previous wheel, and he does taunt 3 enemies for 1 turn. I'm not really a fan of his leader skill, just because you can count that quite easy with strong characters. He has got active skill taunt, which is awesome. Sadiq. Now, I actually wouldn't be too upset if I pull Sadiq on this region, just because I don't have him. I've been trying to ascend for him for ages, and obviously he's a command. That's great, and he has Confuse as well, which is good for shields. And then we're going to get into the 5 stars of the same characters, I assume it is indeed. So those are the characters on the wheel, and I guess the worst characters on there for most people would probably be the Red Richard, and maybe Sadiq for some people, because maybe some people do have Sadiq. I wouldn't be too bothered with getting Sadiq on one of my regions. But most of those characters, maybe Rosita as well, just because she was in that missions. But most of the characters on this, I think this is probably the best wheel we've had compared to lucky tokens and anniversary tokens. Anniversary tokens had better top characters, or more of them. You know, you had your Michonne, your Tyrese, your Ericas, but it did have characters that weren't great, or in 5-star wheel as well. Like I think I got 2 or 3 5-star wheel characters. But some of these characters in here we haven't seen before in these sort of wheels, like Violet and Jesus, which is awesome, and Glenn. So hopefully if we do get pulls, you guys get lucky. Which character out of these would you want to get the most? Do let me know. But that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.